Excited. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the hot seat. I'm your hostess with the mostest, P. Coffee Brown, and we got a full panel of amazing women in the building. Welcome to this week's edition of the hot seat. This week's edition is the inception of our Women of Wisdom segment. So as you're coming in, go ahead and share the live stream. Ladies, you will be able to share the live stream now to your platforms. You should be able to see it on Facebook on my page, and you'll be able to share it from there to your pages for your community to be able to tap into the discussion. So good evening, everybody. Welcome in to this week's edition of the hot seat. Welcome in Clubhouse. As you're coming in, go ahead and ping some people in the room. Tonight's discussion is going to be on fire. We are live, so welcome all of our lives as you come in. Welcome in LinkedIn, welcome in YouTube, welcome in Twitter, and welcome in Facebook. Also, welcome in to each and every person that is in the listening lounge with Clubhouse. So welcome in everybody to the live stream, and we're super excited to be here with you guys. And it is always a blessing to be in the building. So some of our panelists will be inside of Clubhouse, and they actually will be able to participate in the dialogue and the discussion as we go through the conversation on tonight. So again, welcome into all the social media platforms. We're super excited to have this amazing group of panelists tonight. Tonight's discussion is, who are we? Who am I without the makeup? Who am I without the makeup? This is going to be a very interactive discussion, very intriguing topic on tonight. And we're so excited to have these incredible women in the building with us. Dr. NYC is in on Clubhouse. We also have Sonia Adams in on Clubhouse. Pastor Delph is in on Clubhouse. And I know the other ladies that have multiple devices will be tapping into Clubhouse as well. And also our ladies that are in for the live streaming, Angie Renee, Angieology in the building. Dr. Carlene Kai is in the building with us. Nicole Lester is also here in the building with us, and Pastor Delpha Samuel. So we're excited to have them in. As you guys connect with us tonight, please be certain to follow, like, and share the live streaming. Also follow all of the panelists. Make certain that if you resonate with anyone that is sharing tonight, that you connect with them directly. You go ahead and connect with them directly so that you'll be able to have an opportunity to commune with them going into 2022. The purpose of the segment tonight is to be certain that we are prepared for 2022. Each and every year we have these conversations about making resolutions and this and that and the other. And Nicole and I had a very intense conversation last night about a decision that I have to make. And so I'm honored and pleased to have women in my life that help me to remain accountable and make certain that the decisions that I'm making them not from a place of emotion, but a place of maturation, a place of understanding, and a place of wisdom. Because the decisions that we make today can affect us for many decades to come. And we have to be aware of that, and we have to use wisdom in our decision making, whatever that means to you. So we want to talk about this. Who am I without the makeup? So a couple days ago, before we get started, I'm going to have the ladies to go ahead and introduce themselves before we actually start the discussion, because I'm ready to get in it tonight. This is going to be a very interesting topic of discussion, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to yield the mic over first to Angie Renee. Angie Renee is absolutely incredible. She's done all types of amazing things. She's been on the big screen. She's been in reality TV, you name it. She's a best-selling international author. She is in the coaching space. She's in the mentoring space, and she's doing some absolutely incredible things. She's also a part of our master class facilitators for 2022 in January. So you'll hear more about that as the show progresses, but we're excited to have her on the panel on tonight. So Angie Renee, we want you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, hello, everyone. As my beautiful sister Coffee stated, I am Angie Renee. And let's see, how can I, you know how you don't really like talking about yourself. Well, I am a woman's coach. I teach women how to stop self-sabotaging, but to unlearn those self-sabotaging behaviors. That's what I do. I'm all about a woman being feminine, rocking her divine femininity, eliminating negative stereotypes. Those are the things that I am really, truly, truly enamored to even talk about and to teach women on. So I'm just here today, support my sister, and also, prepare you guys for the masterclass that we do have coming up. We're going to be giving you a lot today, but we're going to be giving you even more on next week. So hopefully you guys tune in, make sure that you take heed to everything that we're saying. If you want to take some notes, you can, but I'm telling you, we about to give it to you this evening.
We're about to come in hot, honey. We ain't playing no games. So we have the founder and the absolutely incredible Dr. Kai in the building of tonight, When Black Girls Find Joy, an absolutely amazing movement that Dr. Kai is spearheading. And they're actually revamping and rebranding right now, heading into 2022. So you definitely want to get connected with Dr. Kai now while they're in the inception phase. And we're super honored to be partnered with her on this amazing journey that she's on. So Dr. Kai, please introduce yourself and let these people know just how wonderful you are.
Hey ladies, as Coffee said, I am Dr. Kai Randolph, that is. I am super excited about being here. So Coffee, thank you so very much for inviting me. I am the founder of many companies right now. I'm on my 5th company. And of course, Coffee talked about When Black Girls Find Joy. That is near and dear to my heart, right? It's all about us coming together to make the radical decision of joy, right? And that's something that's most often they don't want us to have, right? And so I try to bring together the community to talk about everything from the bedroom to the boardroom and back to the bedroom again, right? It's also very unfiltered, very raw, and gets to the heart of what our culture deals with and what it's like to move forward, thriving beyond the pains of our lives. So I'm complete, Coffee. I'm going to throw it back to you.
Super fired up to have Dr. Kai in the building with us tonight. And as I mentioned before, all these women are an intricate part of my success. All of them play an intricate part. I watched Angie Renee for many, many years and watched everything that she was doing. She was a huge inspiration to me when I stepped out and started publishing and doing the things that I needed to do. And just looking at her, I was like, well, shoot, Angie did it. Hell, I'm going in. Bump it. I'm going in. She's always been such a huge inspiration, very welcoming, always open, very transparent. I mean, like authentically transparent, very insightful. And anytime I would reach out, she would always respond and always give information and ideas that would be of great value. Same with Dr. Kai. She's actually going to be spearheading our project coordination for our publishing house as we launch into our 3rd year of being in business. And then of course, as I indicated, Nicole is just she's like the big sister that I've always needed. I am the eldest of 8 children. I don't have a big sister. So I've always craved not having to be the person responsible and accountable for everything, but wanting to be the one that I can, being the person that I can have somebody to say, can I please put my head on your shoulder? I'm sick of people putting their head on my shoulder. And so Nicole has been that sounding board for me. We haven't even been, it's been less than 6 months since we were able to be back in the same space. And it's been absolutely life transformative for my success with a number of things that I was doing. And so I've been honored to have her. Dr. Kai, Pastor Delpha is like we're like siblings for real. I absolutely love her. She's been such a gift and a blessing to me and my family and everything that we're doing. And so I'm just fired up to have everybody here. So I want Nicole to introduce herself. She has an incredible boutique here in Houston area that is absolutely a phenom, She is absolutely just ridiculously incredible. She's been in Hollywood for many years, been a publicist, worked with some huge names and done some incredible things. She's an amazing mom and so on and so forth. So Nicole, go ahead and introduce yourself, darling.
I will. Thank you so very much for that, Coffee. And I'm just honored to be a part of this panel with these beautiful women, with all these successes here, and just, the willingness to give is just like, it just warms my heart that women are showing up for each other. At one point in our lives, we've seen that it hadn't happened. We needed the mentors, we needed the big sisters, we needed those friends, and we just didn't have them at all. So I'm so excited about the movement, and I'm so honored to be a part of this panel with these ladies. Like Coffee said, I am an actual publicist and a business consultant. I do business development in every space possible. I've done it in Hollywood, I've done it in politics, I've done it in IT, you name it. Personally, I'm just entering into my 8th venture, my business venture for myself here in Houston. And so I'm just one of those Renaissance women who just doesn't turn down any opportunity, creates opportunities, make waves, go get it. And I'm just here as an open vessel for all the blessings that can possibly flow through me to other women. So I'm here to share tonight.
Okay, sorry, y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all, girl, listen here. I was on the mute ministry. I'm over here singing Pastor Delpha praises, and y'all like, daughter saying, we can't hear you. We ain't heard nothing you said. You over here talking, but your lips is moving, but we ain't heard that. You're coming in cold. You're coming in cold. So anyway, let me start back over. Let me sing the praises again. Pastor Delpha is absolutely wonderful. We met almost a year ago through Clubhouse. And since then, we've been inseparable, really seriously inseparable, and absolutely love her spirit, love her family. Her husband is also a wonderful, wonderful being. And we're just grateful to have had both of them on our show. You guys can check out their segment. They talked about marriage and all the things that they have experienced along their journey. So we had them in during our marriage and family series earlier. When we had a marriage and family series, they played a huge part of that. So we had them on. It was, y'all got to watch it. It was hilarious. It was very informative, but it was super funny. So Pastor Delpha is here with us. And so we want to hear from her. She's been featured on Steve Harvey's show, not once, but twice. And she has a twin sister. They're called affectionately known as the Barbie twins. They look exactly the same, y'all. I mean, like, it is crazy. I was like, it's two of them. And so they've been in all kinds of pageants and things like that. And if you're interested in pageants or anything any leader has shared so far that could be of great benefit to you, you need to connect. These women are incredible and they're very valuable. Now, it's not going to be free. I'm going to tell you now. You're going to have to pay for their time, but they have a proven track record, proven systems, and proven success that you can go and find out for yourself how they can be of value to you. So I'm going to yield the mic over to Pastor Delpha. And I got a little bit of lip gloss from her company right here, y'all. That's a little something.
Always count on Lady Coffee to have the lipstick, the lip gloss on.
Yes. I'm waiting on Angie to come up with a lip gloss line. Just waiting on it.
Goodness. So I am so excited to be here. My name is Pastor Delpha. I have the amazing opportunity to pastor alongside my husband, Apostle Samuels. We are in the beautiful city of Fort Lauderdale. I do wear a lot of hats besides being a wife and a pastor. I'm a mother, proud mother. I am also the owner of Couture Lips Cosmetics, which I own alongside my twin sister. And as Coffee said, we're known as the Barbie twins. And Coffee is holding up one of our lip glosses. But we have lashes, lipstick, liner, everything, anything to do with makeup. We carry it as a part of our line. I'm also an etiquette coach, pageant coach, and also life coach, and a new author of the book Queen Arise. So that's just a little bit about me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're going to head in the clubhouse really quickly and introduce the ladies that are on this. Well, actually, only one we need to introduce right now is Dr. NYC. She had to take care of another something came up at the last minute. She wasn't able to be on with us on the live stream. Somebody messaged me and was like, "Oh my God, Dr. Nick got gonna be on there." I was like, "No, but she's gonna be in clubhouse. You'll be able to hear her voice. So just calm down, children of God. It's okay. It's okay." So Dr. Nick is a very phenomenal being. She's in the educational space. She's also a pastor as well. She's also a coach. She's in that space as well, doing some incredible things in that arena. And we're super excited to have her as a part of the panel on tonight. So you'll be able to hear her. You won't be able to see her, but you definitely will be able to hear her when she gets to share for tonight's segment. So Dr. Nick, are you available?
Hello.
Hey!
Yes, I am.
Welcome, gorgeous.
Thank you, beautiful. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Nick in the red chair and the white suit. Hi, 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 hi. It's just an honor to be on with all of you wonderful, beautiful people. I'll quickly introduce myself. You've done a great job yourself, but my name is Dr. Nick. I'm in the Atlantic City area. I am the CEO and founder of Greatness and You Incorporated, where we empower and inspire women to step into their greater in spite of, and because of their past, through women's empowerment, I allow women to have that mind shift to say that it did not happen to me, it happened for me. And in this space, I am able to empower women through motivational speaking. I'm a life coach, a mentor. I am also an author. As mentioned, I'm also a pastor. I'm a ministry and business consultant, an educator, a vegan for the animals. Yay! And so much more. So I'm excited about this conversation. I love makeup. I love women. I love being authentic. So yes, let's get it. Thanks, Coffee.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here with us. And last but certainly not least, we have Nehemiah on the stage as well, and he'll be in here for support. He's supporting the women movement, y'all. He always supporting the ladies. So thank you, Nehemiah, for being here. And last but certainly not least, we have Sonia Adams. Also, she is in commute right now and in transit. So she's actually on Clubhouse as well. So Sonia, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, ladies. Can you all hear me okay?
We can, beautiful. And she's also an international best-selling author, y'all. She on tour somewhere. Ain't you on tour or something, Sonia?
Oh, well, I'm leaving Dallas, Texas.
See,
now.
she on tour. She coming in hot, y'all. She coming in hot.
To Atlanta. So yes. So I am the founder of the I Am Pretty Community LLC and the nonprofit The Blossom Network, and I am all things women. Just love empowering women, helping them blossom where they are, and extend their reach to others, and walk in their pretty, their purpose, their receipt, their earmark, being tenacious, triumphant, and yielded. And so I am just here tonight just to lend my wisdom and my insight of 30 years of ministry. I've pastored for 15 of those years. I do itinerant ministry now. I'm an author and an author coach. I coach other authors as well and help them publish their dreams and their visions. And I am a staff pastor here locally in Atlanta, Georgia, as well. And I just love serving and helping people grow and be their best selves. And so I'm looking forward to the conversation tonight. And hello to all you beautiful ladies. I love being a part of this because when women come together, great things happen. All right, I'm Sonia and I'm done speaking.
Awesome, awesome. And you're right. When women come together, great things do happen. We are the ones that create the climate of the universe, the world. Actually, the culture goes with the women. Whichever direction the women go in, that's the way the culture goes. So let's get into this conversation tonight. We've done the introductions. And the reason why I wanted to do the introductions is because I want our viewing audience all across the globe to know exactly who they're actually connecting with. It's going to be important for you to know that going forward into 2022, you need to know who you're dealing with and why you want to deal with them. All right, so let's get into this. Who are we without the makeup? We're not just talking about aesthetics, earrings, lip gloss, lipstick, eyeshadow. We're talking about at the core of our being. Who are we without the makeup? Nicole and I were conversing about this on yesterday, and I was asking her, had she ever seen that movie, Something New, with Sanaa Lathan, as she was dating a guy of another hue. And as they were in an intimate space, he was questioning her about her aesthetics. And during the time when he was questioning her about her aesthetics, she got very offended. But his statement was so mind-boggling and super thought-provoking. He said, I just wanted to know who you were naked. That's all. Now, imagine they just got done having intercourse. This was after the fact. They just got done being intimate. And he said, you weren't naked. How does that play out? How does that even sound for somebody to say, and you were naked, nude, if you will, and them to come back and say you weren't naked? I just wanted to see how you look naked. I just want to see you in authenticity. I just want to see who you really are. And so that brought me, I had been thinking about this for a long time because I'm one of those people that's one of those critical thinkers. I'm a content creator. I create content for publications and stuff like that. So I'm always thinking about stuff like this. And so I asked myself, well, who are you? So I'm going to start off. I'm a child of God. I am a thought provoker. I'm a creator. I'm mean sometimes. I can be caustic at times. Sometimes I can overthink certain things. I'm a very happy, bubbly, high energy human. I hate chaos, but I will address it. Okay. I hate chaos, but I will address it. I am a family person. I love family. I love what family stands for. I love why we need family at the core of who we are. And I absolutely love collaborations. I love bringing people together that normally would have never, ever even thought about connecting. So I'm a connector by nature. I've been connecting since I was a tiny human because I come from a very large family. So I had to learn how to connect to be able to bring all of us together, even out my 7 siblings, without a whole bunch of rah-rah, but just bringing people together. So that's who I am behind the makeup. At the core of who I am, I'm just a solid human woman who just absolutely loves humanity. I always say we're all in the same race. It's the human one, period. I don't look at people for their social classes and all this other stuff, because at the end of the day, if something were to happen to any one of us and we needed help and we were in an emergency, guess who we're going to call? 911. And we're not going to ask for a certain hue. We're not going to ask for a height. We're not going to ask for somebody with this kind of this and that. All we want to do is to be saved, period. And that's what life is all about. How can you be something to somebody else other than yourself without, trying to get something all heaped to yourself all the time? So that's who I am outside of the makeup of what people see. I am the same way on social media, off social media. I'm literally the same exact person in all spaces. That's who I am. And so I've noticed sometimes, Angie, Dr. Kai, Delpha, Nicole, Sonia, Dr. Nick, I've noticed in several spaces, people become different things to different people for different reasons with different experiences. And another thing I've noticed is that when you ask somebody who they are, a lot of times women will say what they accomplished. They won't say who they are because they really don't know. They have no idea. They've been masking for so long between aesthetics, between all these other things, these accolades and all this other energies, that they can't tell you who they are behind the makeup. They can give you the roles. I'm a wife, I'm a mother. Those are roles. That's not who you are. That's what you do. That's who you've become. That's what you've chosen to take part in. But that's not who you are. Now, at the core of our being, a lot of us who've never even procreated, we're mothers because we're nurturers, we're givers. We do what we can for society. We do what we can to help our communities. We do what we can to build up others. So listen, I want to go to Nicole because Nicole and I kind of started this conversation on last night. She said a lot of thought-provoking things. So I wanted to head over to her first, and then we're going to just keep rolling from her, and we're going to piggyback off the conversation and just keep creating a ripple effect as we have this dialogue tonight. So Nicole, talk to us about who you are behind the makeup.
Well, I am an empath by nature, a bleeding heart. Like, I love my community. I love the world at large. I'm a person, people won't even believe this because I'm in a media space, but I don't watch the news. And a large part of the reason why I do not watch the news is because it saddens me to see all of this. It overwhelms me. It makes me just depressed, like want to jump off a cliff. And it's not even my problem. It's nothing I'm going through. It's just a matter of like, how can a mother do that to her kid? How can a husband do that? You know, it's just so shocking to my system, and it's traumatic for me. And so 25 years ago, I unplugged and pulled away because I just said, it's too much for me. But considering all that goes on around us in this world, the worst that could possibly happen, the best thing that could possibly happen, I meet people somewhere in the middle and advise them based upon the education and knowledge that I've acquired over the years, and I'm able to just serve. So I'm a servant. Of course, a mother and wife and friend, a great and phenomenal daughter. I am, adventurous and courageous, and I'm a go-getter. And it's like, I can't sit still because I want to live. And every single day, I want to be better than I was yesterday. I go to bed tonight. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be a different person. I'm Nicole 2.0 because I live purposely. I live intentionally. And I absolutely decide I'm going to be the change that I want to see in me. Life happens. Change happens to all of us over time. We can just sit back and we can just let things happen and change. I participate and I engage in that change that affects me. So I decide every single day, a little piece of me is going to change. And so tomorrow I'll be somebody else. That's it. So literally that's who I am without the makeup. Like I typically don't wear a lot of makeup anyway. It's my way of being a grown up. So I put on makeup, but I love taking care of my skin and feeling like I am beautiful and acceptable without the mask. But definitely when I put it on, it's like, I'm a grown up. I'm acceptable. I'm ready for the party. It's just a part of my dress code. It really doesn't define me. And I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to conceal. So that's who I am without the makeup.
I love it. So let's talk about this concealing. I'm going to go over to Angie real quick. I like that you brought that up, Nicole. That concealing is something that people struggle with. I'm talking about really, really struggle with. Let's talk about that, Angie Renee. Let's talk about that concealing. Who are you without the makeup? And let's talk about the concealing. What is going on with us when we feel like we have to hide who we really are in order to fit into whatever that mold is that we've been exposed to?
Yeah, I think the whole thing with concealing, honestly, Coffee, comes from looking left and looking right way too much. So many of us are not concerned with who we really are. We don't really have that tunnel vision. So we're looking to the left and we're looking at what Nicole doing. Okay, Nicole doing this, so let me, it's working for her. So let me try it. Oh, Pastor Delpha, she doing this. Well, let me try this. But the thing is, what works for Nicole and what works for Pastor Delpha, what works for Dr. Kai, what works for Coffee, what works for Angie Renee may not work for you. Right? So it's like you have to find what works for you, but that's how that concealing really starts, right? We see so many people, whether it's online, television, whatever the case may be, and we see, okay, well, they're successful in, whatever profession or whatever field that they're in. Let me try it. That probably ain't for you though, baby. You know what I'm saying? So the whole concealing thing really comes from people not knowing who the hell they really are. Everyone, every man, every woman needs to do that self-assessment, needs to do that self-evaluation by themselves to figure out just who the hell they are and what makes them smile. Because if you chase the money gonna keep running from your ass, right? If you chase the success is going to keep running from you. However, if you are in alignment, it's going to come naturally because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because you haven't been looking left and looking right. You are in alignment with what you are supposed to be doing. So it's very important that we don't pay attention to what everybody else got going on. We congratulate them. We support them. Right? But we can't step into those shoes because guess what? I wear a size 8. Coffee, you might wear something else. Your shoes ain't gonna fit me. This ain't Cinderella, right? With the evil stepsisters. So we have to figure out what works for us, what works for me. I need to take this time out to figure out what works for me, be connected to my source, right? Be connected to God, Jesus, the divine, whoever your source is, right? And get in alignment. Once you are in alignment and you stop, that's when you don't have to wear the concealer. I got something on right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So you don't have to conceal who you really are because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're in alignment. That's something that I had to learn. I was so busy supporting everybody else, y'all. I was supporting because I'm a genuine supporter. I was supporting so hard that I was forgetting who the hell that I was and what I was supposed to be doing. I ended up falling in behind other people's shadow unknowingly, right? It was subconsciously. I wasn't trying to do it. And I was wondering why stuff wasn't working for me because I was out of alignment. I was, right? So time I got into alignment, that's when everything started happening for me because I was doing what Angie was supposed to be doing. Not what Coffee doing. You know what I'm saying? I support Coffee, but what Coffee is doing is probably not, that's not for me, right? That's not my ministry. We have to figure out what our ministry is, and that is what being naked is all about.
Listen here, Angie didn't came in hot. She didn't came in hot. Lord have mercy. Whew, okay. Yes, ma'am. She didn't came in hot. Listen, y'all. I love what you said about finding yourself falling into somebody else's shadows. You know, Dr. Kai, we was talking about this heavy in the room that we were in yesterday, talking about this being in the shadows and not knowing exactly who we are and being afraid of somebody finding out who we were yesterday and how they're going to perceive us today. Dr. Kai, tap in. Who are you without the makeup? And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why are we so concerned and inundated with somebody finding out who we are without the makeup?
Okay, so I'm going to drop something here that I want folks to think about. We were handed an insidious narrative hundreds of years ago that we were nobody and that people were going to make the decision about who we were, whether or not we were the field hand, whether or not we were the baby's ninny, or whether or not we were a house hand. And so that has been sewn into our DNA. And we come to this point now where so many of us are still grabbing at straws about who we are, where other races, other ethnicities, they kind of know where they are. They know where they sit. But we're still trying to figure that out, right? And to top it all off, for those of us who are saying, well, wait a minute, I do count, I do matter. They're still trying to decide what that looks like, right? A lot of us are still trying to decide who we are. But I will say this, I am powerful. I am all-knowing. I am a healer. I have energy beyond the understanding of most, right? And so I start out with that every morning. There's something really special about tapping in to what the ancestors truly were when they started at the rims of the land of Africa, right? We were somebody before we got here. I don't have to be a princess. I don't have to be a queen, but damn it, I'm Carlene. And that's where we need to start. People need to start acknowledging this is my name and don't have others call you anything other than what your name is. Let's start there. Let's start naming ourselves. So I'm going to say something real crass. No, I'm not that bitch. I'm Carlene. if I'm going to be a difficult person on one day and an easy person the next day, I'm Carlene. And we have to accept who that person is on many, many levels. But at that very primary level, it is making the decision to stand in who you are, whatever that may be. I don't care if I've decided to be a thought one day and then the next day be prim and proper. It is who I've chosen to be. And once people start standing in that, then things would change. And I'm with Angie. I don't have time to look to my left or my right. I got to make sure what I'm bringing to the table, that value that I bring, stands out. We are all unique. We were never meant to be the same. I don't want to be Nicki Minaj. I don't want to be Cardi B. I don't want to be Megan. I'm Carlene. And that's where people are having an issue, right? They are not naming themselves and they're not standing in it. I'm complete.
Can I jump in real quick, Coffee?
Girl, I was about to go get me a glass of wine on that. Mighty God, Nicole.
Can I jump in on that? Because she said something real key. She said
yes, go ahead.
that I want to touch on. You said, Dr. Kai, that if you want to be a thought one day and you want to be something else the next day, you're still you. I want to touch on that. That is something that so many women struggle with. Let me tell you all something. Nobody is one way all of the damn time. Okay? We all have roles, right? Many of us are mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, teachers, healers, right? So we're not one way all the time. So I want you all to stop being so hard on yourself. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have. Girl, you. Ain't nobody tripping off the fact that you done dropped the F-bomb. I drop them all the time. Ain't nobody stressing the fact, you know what I'm saying, that you done did a little something, had a little fun for the night. You are still who you are. It does not take away from your core being. I call myself the multifaceted maven for a reason. I am not one way all of the time. You might catch me one day and I might be on some spiritual shit. You might catch me another day and I'm telling women they don't need to be paying half. Right? Because that's just what I feel like talking about at that moment, right? But at the end of the day, the core of Angie and what Angiology represents, like I'm that deal. Period. Nobody can take that away from me. It doesn't make me less smart because my verbiage may consist of a cuss word or two. It doesn't make me less smart because it's certain things that I just choose not to do as a woman when it pertains to a man, right? It doesn't make me better than anyone. It's just my particular choice. So we got to get out of that, ladies. I just love that you said that, Dr. Kai, because some days, hell, we might not even feel like getting out of our bed, and that's okay. We deserve to have a moment. We deserve to have a minute. We deserve to have an hour. We deserve to have a fucking day to ourselves. And guess what? We still okay. It's all right. Oh my God, I didn't go online today. I didn't post. They gonna think something happened to me. Girl, relax. They're gonna be okay. You're going to show up when it's time for you to show up again, whether it's next week or next month, right? It does not take away from you being that powerful content creator if that's the space that you're in. It does not take away from you being that powerful motivational speaker if that's the space that you're in. You're still that.
Yes.
You're still that.
Yes.
Right? We get so caught up in the drama and certain things that happen, and we tend to try to judge people, look at them differently. Guys, we all people, and we all are going to have our moments. Again, we're all going to have our days, and that's just what it is. But please do not self-sabotage and put so much pressure on yourself that you have to be the exact same way every day, all the time. That's why so many people are dealing with anxiety.
Mhm.
That's why so many
Depression?
people deal with mental ill. The pressure
Yes,
is so
ma'am.
heavy. So if you need to take that break from social media or whatever it is that you know may be, you know, subconsciously addicted to, then you need to do that. You have to put yourself first. And guess what? I don't care what business that you got going on. Sometimes you just got to put yourself first.
Yes.
Okay. We have to do that. So I just had to step in on that, Dr. Kai, because I just love how you said that. Because I'm like,
Listen here.
because that's something that
Listen.
I used to struggle with. I used to struggle with that a lot because I didn't know any better. Well, let me only show up like this. And it's like, girl, you ain't that way. Because if somebody catch you in one of these lounges in Atlanta, they're gonna be like, who the hell is that? Right? So no, I'm gonna show up as who I am. That's what angiology is all about. You know what I'm saying? I got to show up as who I am, or whatever I'm feeling like at that particular moment. It doesn't make me a bad person. It makes me a person. It makes me human. So let me be quiet. I keep going.
I know that's right. So let's go ahead and do a quick reset while we're here. And we're going to go ahead and reset real quick. We're going to get Pastor Delpha in, and then we're going to tap into Clubhouse to get the ladies that are on there a part of the live broadcasting before we go off of the live broadcast and continue the conversation inside of Clubhouse. So you are in the hot seat tonight. I am your host, P. Coffee Brown, and this is our Women of Wisdom segment that we have just launched officially today. So from time to time, we will have an all women's panel from women all across the globe who will come in, and we'll have a dialogue and discussion about things that affect us as women and how we're going to address it. We're going to be talking about things like hygiene and finances. We're going to be talking about things that affect us as mothers. We're going to talk about things that affect us as wives, even girlfriends, for those of us who are in that dating space. We're going to talk about the things that affect us and how to address it. Some of us are in our middle age season. Some of us are a little bit younger. Some of us are a little bit older. So we're going to talk about the changes that we're going to be experienced as we maturate, as we mature, as we're rearing teenage daughters. How are we going to address their sexuality? What are we going to do to make certain that they're safe in their sexuality? What are we going to do with the conversations that we have with our sons? How are we rearing our sons? Are we preparing them to be husbands or codependent chaos? What are we doing? How are we changing it? What are we doing to make certain that we're showing up in the world as who we are, like Angie said, at the core of our being? We do have many shoes that we wear. We do have multifacets that we appear as. At the end of the day, there is a core being. How do we tap into that core? So join us January 8th for the Soul Reset Masterclass. It will be done by myself, Angie Renee, Janiqua Lachey, and Sonia Adams, the coaching strategists that will be present for that particular masterclass in the month of January. There'll be additional masterclasses that will be coming forth in 2022. So we're going to kick off with that one on January the 8th. Go ahead and get set up now, coffee10k.com. Space is very limited. We're going to have very limited space for that particular masterclass. Also, we will send you out an email detailing what to expect from that class. So for those of you that already showed inquiry and were interested in the masterclass, you should have received an email today. Check your spam if you did not see it. Otherwise, send me a message on Instagram or on Facebook saying, Coffee, I did not get the details about the masterclass for January 8th. All right. So we're going to get back into the conversation now. We're going to go to Lady Delpha, and then we're going to head into Clubhouse to tap in to Dr. NYC, as well as we also have Tara in the building on tonight. Tara Page is also a woman doing some amazing things. She'll be having a huge project here in Houston, Texas, at the end of August, or the middle of August, I believe, next year at the George R. Brown Center. It'll be about 20,000 women present here in Houston. So she'll be sharing that as we talk more into this discussion on tonight. But we're going to yield the mic over to Lady Delpha. Lady Delpha, listen, this has gotten hot. These ladies have shared some really, really interesting information tonight and just given us some stuff that we need to contemplate and consider about who we are. I love what everyone has shared thus far. And I got a question for you, Pastor Delpha. Who are you without the makeup? And let me ask you another question. How are you showing up as your authentic self?
Ooh, such a great conversation so far. I think this topic is such a powerful topic, and it can be unpacked in so many different ways. Um, I have been in pageantry basically my whole life, and I also have a cosmetic line. So makeup and beauty is something that I am always consistently around. And one of the things uh, that stuck out to me the most as a pageant coach, a lot of times when I'm coaching my women, I coach them in the area of really identifying their purpose. Because when you can identify your purpose, you can identify who you really are. When you step into these rooms, a lot of times in pageantry, everybody's gorgeous. Some of the women are 10 times more beautiful than you. I've met women that literally had my mouth on the floor because I just couldn't believe that this person was this beautiful. So when you get into these type of rooms with women that are all equally beautiful or sometimes even more beautiful than you, there has to be something about you that will make you stand out from the rest. And that is who you are besides the makeup, who you are besides the gown, who you are besides the crown, is who you are as the woman. And that's really the legacy that you leave behind. That's really what you do in the earth. Whatever your purpose is how you will really discover who you really are without the makeup, without the lashes, without all of this stuff. And we see it all the time in pageantry. The girl that wasn't even the prettiest one, the one that we thought had the dress that wasn't the best dress, her hair was not the best, she didn't have a $2,500 gown, walked away with the crown. And people wonder, how did she win? How did she get the crown? How is it that she beat all these women? It was what she did when she got in the interview, because that's when they get a chance to meet who you are. They get a chance to know the you behind all of the glitz and the glam. So, to me, really walking in your authentic calling, your authentic anointing, your authentic purpose. Sometimes it doesn't look like what everybody expects it to look like. Sometimes you're not going to fit in. Sometimes you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. But whatever that is, you embrace that and you be that to the fullest, and it can never lead you wrong. A lot of times people look at me and they're like, how are you a pastor and you an actress and you got a cosmetic line and you in pageants? This don't make sense. It may never make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me because all of this is a part of who I am behind the makeup and behind who, whatever the world may see me as and perceive me to be just by my appearance. So for me, that's really what, who you are behind the makeup is, and really being your authentic self, showing up as the authentic you.
You know what? I love that you said that because I used to compete and do modeling and all that kind of stuff. I did modeling for many years, freelance modeling. I still do it from time to time. I'll pick up projects here and there. And I remember one time we had a project, and myself, and it was another young lady who was on there. And this young lady just kept saying, oh my God, I can see this spot. And I said to her, I said, calm down. You starting to get on my nerves. I'm a cosmetologist by trade. So like yourself, Pastor Delpha, I'm very familiar with makeup and how things can enhance somebody and not make them look like a whole nother person. I cringe when I see that. It bothers me. It disturbs me greatly when I can see somebody on a camera and they look, I can't identify them in a room.
You see the picture and you're like, wait, this is not the same girl.
Literally, I'm talking about just just ridiculously over exaggerated to the point they're not identifiable without the makeup. And I remember telling this girl, y'all, I said, you need to calm down because right now something is wrong. Something is going on with you. If you really think in your mind that they're going to make you this entirely flawless person, when this is a natural shoot that we're on. The only reason why we have on makeup is because we're under these cameras. And, I did background vocals and I was a worship leader for years. And so we used to be admonished to wear makeup because, and Nicole is very familiar with this in the industry as a publicist, you're admonished you have to wear makeup because those lights over time will destroy your skin. but you have to do like what Nicole said. You have to take care of your skin. You have to be totally obsessed with the health care of your skin, especially when you're in that space. But you know, when I was talking to that young lady, Nicole, I just told her, I was like, you got about 2 more seconds because we're about to get in a fight. I can't handle this. You're overly cautious about a photo shoot. This is a natural shoot. Right. You're going crazy. Well, they need to make sure my makeup is right. I said, you know what? I tell y'all what, y'all call me when y'all get somebody else that's okay with being natural, because the way the cellulite on my thighs is set up, I'm not gonna be able to mask it. I'm not wearing no girdles. I'm not doing none of that. So when she get herself together, y'all either she get herself together or y'all come, oh my God, no, Coffee, please don't leave. I said, it's either I'm gonna go or she gonna go, but I'm not gonna sit here all day with this girl about what's on your natural face. Girl, you got freckles.
Right.
And she was, I'm telling y'all, she just kind of like, I could have strangled that girl. Because you're a grown lady and you scared for somebody to see the freckle.
To see the real you.
Scared. You know, that's why every night, and I'm glad Nicole brought this up earlier. On one day a week, y'all, I'm intentional. I don't wear makeup one day a week on purpose. Just to stay clear. Intentionally stay clear, because I'm always in front of a camera. So one day a week, I just, for my own clarity, to keep myself clear about who I am without the makeup, I go wherever I'm gonna go. I do whatever. I go to dinner, date, whatever this day is. I'm not gonna have on no makeup. If I'm with the son of God that day, you know, somebody's son, whatever. It's like, hey, you ain't got on some lip gloss. I promise I'm gonna come in hot with my lip gloss, because the lip gloss is mandatory. It ain't optional. Got to keep the lips hydrated. But other than that, I literally will not have on one stitch of makeup on that particular defined day. And that's for me. That's for me. And so whatever you have to do for you as a woman to keep you reminded of who you are without that makeup, without aesthetics, without anything else, just at the core of your authentic being, you have to figure out what that is, how it looks, and how you're going to apply it. Whether you're in a relationship, out of relationship, married, sick, whatever your case may be, you have to figure that out. So we're going to go into Clubhouse. Dr. Kai is here with us. So is Sonia and also Tara. They're on the stage with us. They were not on the live stream for tonight, but they are in Clubhouse. We want to hear from them. And then we're going to shift the conversation out of this particular live stream, because we definitely don't want to keep the ladies on the screen all times of night and all that kind of stuff. They have families and other obligations. And so we're just honored that they took time out of their schedule to be present with us tonight. And then we're going to head over to Clubhouse to continue the dialogue for the discussion. But Dr. NYC, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us on tonight. And so tell us, Dr. NYC, you're in the educator space and you deal with young people on a continuous basis. What are some of the struggles that they're going through without the makeup? And tell us a little bit about who you are without the makeup.
Great questions. So I'll start with the young ladies. It's interesting that you mentioned that because I am in the middle school area working with middle school girls, and a lot of them are very concerned about their bodies and what they look like and what other people think about them. It's almost hurtful just to hear conversations that they have about themselves based upon not even what they think about themselves, but what other people think about them, how other people think if they're smart enough or not, or what their clothes look like, or if their sneakers are new or clean, or if their Crocs are the newest, latest style of Crocs. What I'm noticing is that a lot of them are defining themselves based upon what their friends or so-called friends say about them, what they say in the group chat, what they see on social media. I believe the majority of the girls that I am in contact with in the educational space, they don't know who they are. They are basing themselves upon who their associates say they are. And that's really tough to see. There's a small handful of girls who you can tell someone is in their ear. Someone is talking to them, and someone is telling them, you know, you are not your hair. You're not this outfit. You're not what these people think about you. You're not your cell phone. You're not your Instagram. You're not your Snapchat. That's not who you are. You're smart. You're beautiful. You're kind. You don't have to sit in the back of the classroom. You can sit in the front of the class and you can raise your hand and you can absolutely tell that someone is in their ear. And it is my goal whenever I have an opportunity to not just talk to them, but to listen to them. I think that we see so many mistakes that we have made, and we want to teach the young girls so that they won't fall into the mistakes that we have fallen into, not realizing that some of them just want someone to listen. They just want someone to listen. And after you have listened to me, then let me know that you love me based upon what you share back. So this is what I am saying, that a lot of the young girls just don't know who they are. And they define themselves based upon what social media says. I mean, I even have a niece, and when she was in 4th grade, I bought her some jeans, you know, and a little crop top to wear around the house. And she's like, oh my God, my butt is so small. And I'm like, first of all, you're not even 50 pounds. Like, calm down. Like, you don't need a big butt. You're so small. But according to what social media says, she feels like at 10 years old, she should have a big butt. I'm like, honey, just keep eating. You'll catch up with everyone else. You'll be fine. But it's just this image that people see online. And this is why we as grown women have to know who we are, because there's no way that we can even instill upon these young girls who they are if we don't know who we are. Like, yes, I love my makeup. Yes, I love my degrees. I love my car. I love my home. But guess what? When I was at my lowest point, when I was suicidal and depressed after a horrible divorce, my car, my bundles, my money, my degrees, my influence could not save my life. So who am I? I'm a fighter. I am a lover. I am someone who knows the importance of falling down and getting back up again. If you have to get up with dirt in your nails, if you have to get up with bloody kneecaps, if you have to get up all by yourself, if you have to fall and get up and fall and get up and fall and get up, that's who I am. I'm a woman who understands that I don't have to be perfect and that I am flawed. But it is all of my flaws who have made me who I am today. I am a woman who has been able to change my perspective from it has happened to me to it has happened for me. I am a woman who is able to look back at everything that I've gone through and make it work for me. My pain is my employee. My embarrassment, that's my employee as well. Who abandoned me? Yep, that's my employee as well. All these things work for me. And that is who I am. The things that I have, those are the things that I have accomplished and acquired and earned. But if you strip me from all of that today, I'm still a fighter. If you take all of that from me today and I'm never able to get it back, I'm still a warrior. So that is who I am. And I am this woman. And I believe that I survived so I can help other women and young girls survive as well. So I will forever be someone who is changing the narrative, as you said, Coffee, because I used to be that woman who you said, who are you? Oh, I have a doctorate degree. Oh, I'm working on my second doctorate degree. Oh, I drive this. So, I work here. No, that's not who I am. But I had to learn that because that's who we believe we are, the things that we are able to touch. But if you cut me open, I bleed just like you. So the things that I have inside of me, that's who I am. And that's who I fight for every single day. That's who I am fighting for these last hours going into 2022 to make sure my mind and my clarity is where it's supposed to be. And my spirituality, my relationship with God is where it's supposed to be. Like, that's who I am. The other things that I have, those things, don't get me wrong. I like nice things. I've worked hard for them. But at the end of the day, when I put my head on my pillow, it's the woman who's inside of me that I have to sleep with and wake up with every single day. And that is who I am. That's my share on that question. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Listen here, honey. Let the church say amen with a T. Amen. Listen here. Nicole, I wanted to come back to you because you have been in the media space for many, many years. What are some tips and tools and strategies? And we're going to head back to Clubhouse from there. But, Dr. Nick, listen, we need a wave offering in here tonight.
I know. It's giving so much life, right? Because it's all this different perspective. But I tell you, I'll go to a situation where, kids are going to Hollywood, right? Because I took my kid to Hollywood. And, you know, she'd been modeling since she's 2, 3 years old, and just this ham, singing, dancing, just very naturally talented. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to uproot my life and I got to make this move, and we're going to make some waves happen. And then we get there, and my daughter's like, what is that smell in the air? It's everywhere we go. I'm like, baby, that's marijuana. Mom, why is this person dressed like this? And why is this person sleeping on the ground? You know, homelessness. It's, you know, this, that, whatever. You as a parent, as a mother, have to have your stuff together to guide these little people who are watching, asking questions they don't understand. They're going to start gravitating towards their friends if you don't talk to them and tell them stuff. And you don't want their friends to tell them stuff. You don't want their enemies to tell them stuff, because you got to know that they have enemies. They have haters. They're born with them. You know why? Because it's somebody who hates you in your life and what you're doing that automatically hates your kid. So your kids inherit the hate. Okay? So we have to do our due diligence, and we have to do the greatest job we can to educate ourselves so we can therefore educate them, right? Because they're not going to know how to navigate this crazy world. It's crazier than when we grew up. You know what I mean? Like, I was okay with bullying. You know, I probably bullied somebody and people bullied me, and I just felt like that was a natural part of life. These people take it too far, you know. You can't go on your cell phone without being plastered and just, you can't escape the bullying, because at least if you were bullied at the playground, you can go home from the playground, clean up, go to school, go to church, go somewhere else, and you can escape that particular incident of bullying. But not these days. It's everywhere around you due to this media, due to these devices that everybody has in their possession. So we have to read the books. We have to write the books. We have to share. We have to talk. We have to pray. We have to consult with others. We have to say, hey, sis, I don't know how you managing over there, but your kid seems to be pretty good. What did you do? Don't be too proud. Don't be competing with that woman. You need help. It's beyond you. We need more than a village these days. We need more than a village to make it all happen. But specifically because media out influences, it outruns, it drags these kids. We have got to, and then they have access to it. So I don't care about the amount of parental controls. Let me tell you, these algorithms have ways of getting around that. And then they go to somebody else's, they go to their friend's house who don't have any controls because they're parenting very differently. So your kid is still going to be under the influence. So you have to be educated and teach yourself so you can teach them. And then you get ahead of the things that are going to be happening to them in this world. You got to let them know, hey, these things are going to happen to you. These things, beware. Don't let them just be in shock and go find out on the streets. You need to let them know this is to come. These things are to come.
You know, I am so glad that you brought that up. We're going to head to Sonia now in just a moment. But you know what, Nicole, you're right. You're right. I remember when Yasmin went through that. She was in middle school, and I was working at the middle school when somebody assaulted my child. I almost lost it. I was in the administration space, and I literally almost lost it because I was like, this girl just attacked my child. But because my child defended herself, she's got to be suspended too. I don't think I've ever been more offended as a parent in my life. Mm-hmm. Well, she didn't have to fight the girl. I said, if somebody comes up to you and pulls a braid out of your head, I'm not going to tell my child not to defend themselves. I'm not going to ever tell my child not. You're not going to just walk up to my child. It's a different thing if I'm running my mouth and I'm just talking. But you put your hands on my child. I'm not going to tell my child not to defend themselves. And my child shouldn't have been suspended for responding to what somebody did to her. What she going to just stand there and let you just pull all the braids out of her head? I don't think so. I don't think so. This girl pulled my child's braid from the scalp.
No.
And like you said, the hate. Well, yeah, your mama, just because your mama and miss, she don't mean nothing. And let me tell you, the police had to escort me out of the building. Yeah. I came in hot. You understand? They had to escort me out. I said, and I told my sister, y'all, I said, you know, I got this certain card, y'all, just in case, you know, when it comes to my children, I you know, if they have to lock me up, it's going to be what it is. So I tell my sister, I say, hey, the card is in my purse just in case they have to take me out. That's going to be the only reason. It's going to be for Jesus or for the children. The only two reasons. They're going to for Jesus and for the children, because y'all not going to be able to mess with the mama bears babies. I don't play about the children. I just don't. When it comes to my children, like Angie said, you're going to see somebody, you don't even want to meet that lady. You do not want to have a conversation with her, because it's not going to ever turn out nice at all. And, Nicole, in that moment, although I had prepared my child to the best of my ability, it was something totally different with that experience. And it just changed how I even started communicating with her about the people, even in her peer group, to identify if this person really is for you. You need to understand these people in your hemisphere. And it starts with them being young, because they need to learn how to navigate through relationships and friendships, how to cultivate them, how to identify when to exit, how to identify when this person is just not good for your soul.
Yeah.
Your overall internal being. You got to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if you can't sleep at night, you got to deal with whatever's bothering your peace. You can never forfeit your peace for any reason. I don't care what it is.
I want to interject just a second before you go to Clubhouse, because we want to just kind of remind everybody that we're talking about little people.
Right.
They can't articulate and they can't speak as well as we can, but they are thinking, they're processing information all the time. So, and they're inundated with the exact same information we are.
That's
they
right.
just can't express themselves in the way that we do. They don't have the level of education. They don't have the vocabulary, but we have to just kind of keep that in mind. So whatever we're experiencing, they're experiencing on another level. So like I said, we need to be warriors in this so we can teach them how to be that simultaneously.
Yes.
Like they learn as you learn. I bought Becoming from Michelle Obama. My daughter's reading that with me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we're learning at the same time, because they're facing the exact same adversity that I'm facing, just on another level in a higher space, but it's exact same. So just kind of keep that in mind, ladies.
I love that. As you go up, you create the path for your children to go up as well. And I talk to like I'm dealing with my 18-year-old now. I'm teaching her strategically, like I taught my other two children, about finances, being financially responsible, being accountable. I started them out very young with having accounts, understanding what happens with that account, understanding if you keep withdrawing, baby, ain't gonna be nothing in there. So you got to understand that you have to add. You can't just keep subtracting. So teaching them that. And my daughter was sharing with me the other day, she said one of her friends is like 19 years old and doesn't even have a bank account and does not even know how to make bank transactions. Doesn't even know how to read an account on a screen. Has no knowledge of it whatsoever. Doesn't know what a ledger is. Had never heard of a ledger. Doesn't know how to read a bank statement. And I was like, he 19? What? And she was like, he don't even know how to cash a check. He doesn't even know what to do when it comes to that. And I said, how can his parents have not taught? And I just kind of shut down, because my daughter was like, don't get upset, mama. Everybody ain't like you. And I was like, I understand what you're saying, but they need to be. Because at the end of the day, we only are lent our children for a very short season, and they have to be an adult for a lifetime. Yes. And if we don't prepare them properly, we ain't gonna even get into that. So, thank you for that, Nicole. So we're gonna head over to Clubhouse to Sonia. Sonia, listen, we are coming in hot in these streets in this session tonight. I definitely want to hear from you. Who are you behind the makeup, and how has that affected your ability to be a solid leader?
Yeah, I'm loving this conversation. It's so good. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Good. Well, this conversation is really what my soul and passion is as well, because Pretty was who I was externally. I like to say I have this line in my book. I was just a big butt, thick thighs, and pretty lips and light skin. And because of that, I was very shallow, because a lot of times as women, our external is what we focus on many times. And if we don't look the part, or we don't think that we are meeting the standard of what society tries to give us, or whoever it is that we are getting our affirmation from, then we don't think we're good enough. We don't think we're smart enough, and we really don't know who we are. And that is why I wrote the book, because that was my journey of realizing that pretty is more than just the outside. It's who you are on the inside, and learning who God created you to be. Dr. Adelphia really tied it in when she talked about purpose, because when you begin to see your talents and your gifts and all of the things that you are purposed to do, it's all a part of your makeup. It's all a part of who you are and the way you're supposed to move in this earth, the way you're supposed to, what your rhythm is, what your cadence is. And we have to all know what our rhythm is. And I like even earlier what you were saying, we all have a different rhythm, and we have to know what our cadence is. And we cannot try to dance to someone else's tune. And, I love to dance. And when I think about, I didn't say I was the best dancer. I just said I love to dance. But that's who I am. I enjoy, I love fun. I am light. I am God's mouthpiece in the earth. And I am an agitator. And for a long time, I kind of played back on that. A lot of times when we have those peculiarities, or we have those uniquenesses, and we see that they stand out or they're different, we try to kind of retreat on those areas because we don't want to be different. We want to blend in. But that's the very thing God wants us to do. He wants us to stand out. He wants us to be different. And we have to embrace those things. So when I say I'm an agitator, I'm the one who asks the questions. I'm the one who wants to get to the nitty gritty. I'm the one that won't just allow things to happen without critically analyzing it. And I'm the one who's raising my hand. And a lot of times that may get on people's nerves in the room or whatever the case. But I realize that that's who God created me to be, that I am an agitator. I disturb things. I unearth things. I erupt things. And when I begin to embrace that, and find temperance and timing in it, then I know who I am. And I know when I come in a room that may be the sole purpose for me being there. And so I've learned to embrace my boldness. I've learned to embrace, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, sometimes we can get loud. And we know how to be tempered, and we know how to be women. We know how to speak and when to speak. And we know what voice or volume to lift our voice. We don't have to be disrespectful, but there are times when we need to raise our voice, when our voices need to be heard, because for so long our voices were not heard. And I know that God created women with a voice, and we have a lot to say, and we need to be heard. And our voices make a difference. They erupt things, like I said, and they shift atmospheres. I know I'm an atmosphere shifter. And so sometimes when we come into the room, the whole atmosphere would just shift because of what God put inside of us. And we can't be afraid of that. We have to embrace it, and we have to use it with wisdom, and we have to walk in it with humility. And so when I walk in my pretty, I'm walking in my purpose. When I'm walking in my pretty, I'm walking in that, knowing I'm received, affirmed, and loved by God. If nobody else loves me, I know that He does. And because He loves me, I'm going to love myself. I know that I'm pretty because I'm tenacious. If I fall down, you know what? I'm getting back up because I'm living this triumphant life. And I'm yielded to the Father to do so. And wherever He sends me, that's where I'm going. Whatever He tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do. And if it offends somebody, and sometimes it does, and I may get rejected, but if He told me to do it, then I've got to do it. And that's why purpose is so important, because when you walk in it, you realize it's not about you. It's about you being a bigger impact in a place that God has sent you. And so in order for change to happen, things have to happen that are sometimes abrasive or brings a little tension. but it's okay, because out of that tension and out of that chaos can come positivity and things that change for the better, and we have to be change agents. So at this age now, they say when you get a little older, especially when you get my mom's age, you can say what you want to say, but I think after you get these 50s too, you begin to lean in that direction and you begin to say, hey, this is who I am. This is what God is telling me. This is what needs to be said. This is what needs to be done. And I'm leaning into it, and I'm embracing it. And I'm being all that God has called me to be. And like you all talked about earlier, because and Dr. NYC said it, and you said it with your daughter, we have to be all that we are called to be, so that these young girls can see it and that walk in it, and they can embrace their identity as well, because we all wrestle with it as young girls, and some women are still wrestling. But when we begin to embrace it, then we need to help them embrace their identity and know who they are internally, because when they know that, all of the other stuff just kind of falls in place. And so that's what my passion is. And I'm helping women and young girls alike walk in their pretty, but the pretty is not the external thing. That's the automatic, because we're beautiful. We're beautiful women. We're pretty women. We know how to put on the lashes. We know how to do the hair. We have different hairstyles. We know how to do all of that. But do we know our pretty in the inside? Do we know what God put inside of us? Do we know who we are? And can we embrace that and walk in it and not compete and be jealous of one another, but love each other and lift each other and help our purpose be aligned and collaborative with others, so that we can be lights in the earth? So that's who I am, and that's what I have committed my life to being. And I love this conversation, and I love the fact that we are talking about it, because the better we become and the better we help others become, then I believe that we're moving in a positive and good direction, especially in the Black community. And someone said it earlier, of all the things that we have overcome, our identity and embracing who we are is something that is so powerful. And to see it happening in this era, and we being a part of that change, is such a beautiful thing, because we are great and we have greatness in us. And so I'm excited to be a part of the change and a shifter and atmosphere changer. So I'm going to end right there. But Coffee, I love this conversation, and I love what we're going to be doing in the masterclass, because getting that soul right is important to walking in the destiny that God has for us. So I'm Sonia, and I'm done speaking.
Awesome. Thank you, Sonia, for that incredible share. Love that. Definitely love that. I want Tara to tap in real quick. We're going to go ahead and end the live stream as soon as Tara shares about her event that's coming up in August. We do not want to prolong the live stream time. We only required or asked the ladies to be here for an hour on the live stream. We will definitely be in Clubhouse for the audio to continue the conversation there, but we do want to respect the hour. We do have people on the East Coast as well as on the Central Standard side, but the East Coast, it's getting pretty late, the lateness of the hour, and we do understand that some people will have to go into their offices on tomorrow, things like that. So we want to go ahead and conclude the live stream, but we don't want to leave out without Tara coming to actually share what she will be doing here in Houston, Texas in the month of August. So Tara, if you're there, go ahead and share that with our community, the live streaming audience, before we wrap up with the live streaming.
Hey, Coffee, it's always a pleasure. I am driving, so I so apologize if I end up in the matrix, or if it sounds. I am Tara L. Page, and I'm the creator of Black Women Who Love Outdoor Living Spaces, and we will be celebrating our second annual TPC Con. Am I in the matrix?
No, darling. Go ahead.
No, it's an echo, Coffee.
Go ahead. Do it again.
Here. Okay, so I think the echo is gone. I think I was going in a bad area now. Okay, so it's our second annual TPC Con, which is the Patio Chick Conference, happening August 5th through 7th in Houston, Texas, and I'm so excited about that, at the GRB, and which is the George R. Brown Convention Center. So very, very excited about being able to put something together of this magnitude. We're expecting 20,000 women to come. And, it's just, I am so appreciative of all the people in the Houston area who are rallying around this event to make sure that it is everything that I could ever dream of, and an event that is historic and also epic. So please tap into my Instagram. My information is there. You can back channel me. We are choosing some authors because we're bringing in some New York Times bestsellers. We are also choosing some speakers to come in. We're bringing a lineup that is amazing, entertainers, all of that. It is just going to be an amazing, awesome girls weekend. So I want to go ahead and yield the mic because I don't want to take too much time, but please tap into my Instagram and Coffee We'll Chat later.
Okay,
Thank
darling.
you.
Absolutely. So I wanted to make certain that you're aware of that. The one thing that Nicole and I talk about a lot is making sure that we do what we can do to support each other, to be there, to add value in whatever capacity that we can, and yield ourselves for the greater good of everybody winning, not being solo. We can't win the war if only one person is fighting. And so, I am, like I tell Nicole all the time, I'm so honored that she's here with me here in Houston, and the amazing, incredible things that she's doing here in the city. Guys, make sure if you're in Houston that you connect with Nicole Lester. She is really, really somebody you need to know and get to know, especially if you're looking to do some things to enhance your business, to grow your business, to understand some things that you can do for you by way of grants, loans, things of that nature. She can really add value to you in that space. You'll definitely have to, set an appointment with her to connect in that regard, but she is there to really, really help you to do that. If you have something that you're doing and she can support you in that capacity, you need to tap into her. Angiology is huge. You guys have got to go connect with her, especially for things that you need to do as a woman. Angiology with Angie, that's Angie's brand. It's Angiology. It's a registered trademarked brand of hers that she's created over time, done some incredible things. Connect with her, get to know her, identify how she can add value to you. If you don't feel like she can add value to you, if you don't feel like any of us can, somebody that needs us. Somebody needs us. I can guarantee you that in some way, shape, or form. Dr. Kai is a phenom in her own right, doing some absolutely incredible things. When Black Girls Find Joy is a huge movement. It is on the move. It's being rebranded, and she's getting ready to launch some crazy dope things for 2022. And she does a lot with the community space, with social service space, and helping to support communities at large. And so she's actually degreed at the doctorate level to add value in that capacity. And she also is going to be spearheading our projects for our publishing house. So if you need her, you need to connect with her directly. Pastor Delpha, phenomenal in the pageantry space. She just had a young lady who did a phenomenal job. We saw her and she coached her through her whole process. It was incredible to see the results of her coaching in real time. She's a wife. She can help you in that space as well. If you're struggling with certain things as a wife, she can definitely support you in that capacity, and some other things that she's going to be doing upcoming in 2022. So you're looking at some phenoms. Dr. NYC has a class that is coming up, and she will be doing a master's course that you want to be a part of. So connect with Dr. NYC. Sonia, myself, Angie, and Janique Lachey will be spearheading the Soul Reset Masterclass January 8th, 2022. You want to be a part of that. The seating is going to be very limited. We want to have a very intimate session with you all. You'll have 2 hours of our time, and it'll be loaded with content, and it will be private. It is VIP only. It is not going to be on social media. You will not be able to access it if you do not sign up for that particular session. So you will not see it anywhere on social media. It is a private session. And Nicole will be spearheading some projects that's coming up later on. But there was a conflict. It is her son's born day, celebration of life on that day. And so she's going to be celebrating another year of life with her son. And so we were saddened that she wouldn't be be able to be with us. But, you know, you got to respect the Born Day Ministries, honey. That's a ministry. You heard me? So we're excited about that. And of course, you heard Tara. She gave you the information that you needed. Be certain to connect with her. We're going to get her on the show here soon in real time, so you guys can actually see her face to face and find out how you can participate in what she's doing here in Houston, Texas. All right. So with that being said, it's been an epic show on tonight. Again, thank you to all of our panelists for being in the building with us tonight. Clubhouse, hold on to your seatbelt. The show is definitely not over, but we do want to respect the time here on the live streaming. And so we want to thank our Twitter audience, our YouTube audience, our LinkedIn audience, as well as our Facebook audience for being a part of the segment on tonight. And you'll be able to watch the show again on another night. You'll see the detailed specifics come across the screen on my social media platforms to be able to watch the replay and tap into this intriguing discussion and find out more about these incredible thought leaders. So when we log off, they'll be putting their information directly in the chat from the live stream to tell you how you can connect with them on social media platforms, on and off social media platforms, how you can book them for speaking engagements, and so on and so forth. All right. So with that being said, this concludes the hot seat on tonight. Again, I'm your hostess, P. Coffee Brown. We're signing off for now. This has been the first actual inception of Women of Wisdom for the hot seat. Again, we're going to be adding that in from time to time, where we'll have a panel of thought women that will be coming in to share with you and help you on your journey in life. We want to be here to add value to you. So God bless you all, and we will see you again next week on the hot seat. Until then, grace, peace, and blessings be unto you and your family. Shalom and happy new year. The next time you see us, it will be 2022 here on the hot seat. God bless you guys until then, and we will see you all next time. Good night.